Hey guys, just finished watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5, Episode 9, Best Laid Plans. This episode is really interesting with different things to go on. So we have a list of things to talk about here. The first one is just that, Tess is alive, which was interesting with that, seeing the fact that she was around throughout the whole episode. Whenever she was around, they kind of felt with her and Mac and Yo-Yo and Flint, and their storyline is it felt kind of like that Tess seemed like she was going to be kind of a mole within the revolt and the revolution type thing with the people against Cassius and stuff. I feel like he may be he's able to, now that he kind of killed her. We didn't see what was happening or how he killed her or anything like that, or how he brought her back to life, or do we know for sure if she actually was dead or if she was pretended to be dead type thing. We don't know what's up with that. At first I thought maybe she's some sort of shapeshifter type thing just for that scenario. Then I thought maybe she's some sort of mole where, now he brought her back to life, but he's able to control her type thing. He's able to control, and I thought we were going to cut somewhere to him saying things and someone controlling him, some sort of inhuman who's able to bring her back to life, but just kind of control him, and everything he's saying is she's saying everything. He was writing her words, and all that. She was going to be some sort of mole that she was going to be some sort of mole that he's able to remotely control her and make her say whatever she wants, make her do whatever she wants, hear everything she says, something like that. Somehow for him to do that, but then again, that never happened. So I guess she's actually alive. That is pretty interesting to see that. See where things go with that and how things continue on. That could be interesting to play with that, how that goes. That was kind of different to see. So who knows? It seems like she seemed to be alive at this point. Who knows if things look like she's going to stay alive. Who knows? That's going to be fun to see that. And then find out later on that Daisy doesn't want her powers to come back. Doesn't want to take off the inhibitor. She's afraid of her powers now because of the prophecy and all that stuff. I think that's really going to be cool to see how that plays on, especially whenever we get back in that type thing with this kind of cloud hanging over her of, I'm the world killer, and having that stuck in her head type thing over and over and over again. In next week's episode, based on the trailers, looks like she doesn't want to leave type thing. So that's going to be fun to see that. I don't see them either leaving her. I could see someone like Mac, someone like maybe even Coulson, just kind of, you don't want to leave? Okay, and just punch her and knock her out and then carry her back over type thing to the other place. I think I could see that happening. Or she doesn't want to leave, and then Yo-Yo just grabs her at super speed and brings her over. No choice type thing. And they needed everyone to go over. I think that could be an interesting way to see how she kind of goes over if they decide to leave in next week's episode. I could see if they do leave in next week's episode, because I feel like it's a bit early. Only episode 9. Maybe I could see her kind of see them all leaving throughout the portal at the end of the episode. The episode could end with them all walking through the portal, and we don't know if they're actually working and where it's going to send them type thing. We don't know. They don't know where they're going to end up, where the other side is. They don't know what's going on. And I think that could be a cool idea, is sending them all through the portal, and you don't know where in time they're going type thing. And I think that could be a fun thing to do, play with that, to see where things go and how things continue on from there. I think that could be the way to do it, is have that. But who knows? Maybe they all go through and we see that everything makes it. We'll see how things go. And I definitely would like to get back to some of the things where we were from episode 2 with Lance Hunter, and they brought him back. They didn't just bring him back for one episode just to do that and that's it type thing. He has to be back for pretty good now. So I think it'd be really cool to see what he's doing and how he's doing with things. Although he did talk a bit about Bobby and doing things with Bobby, and if I'm not mistaken, Agent Pilecki is busy doing other shows type thing, doing Orville and stuff. But I think she's done that now. If I'm not mistaken, they've already finished that for this year. So who knows if she can pop up here and there as things go on with that. But if she's set to reprise her role on season 2 of Orville, I think a lot of it's gonna infect with this coming on. But it would still be cool to see Hunter come back. All they have to do is do the thing that they do all the time, is get enough fight between the two, and that's why they want their space, I think. So I think it'd be really cool to see Lance Hunter coming part of the show. And I feel like it's weird that they wouldn't just get him just for the one episode. If maybe they did, because I haven't seen the actor anywhere other than here in a long time. I don't know if he's had work in between type thing, what he's been doing, but we'll have to wait and see if we get to see Lance Hunter back for that. So that was cool there. And then we got and then Fitz and Simmons found out that they find the what's making the artificial gravity in this effort. It's on Earth type thing, and that was the gravitonium, and that's proof kind of that the two of them, or Fitz, is the one who created the artificial gravity from the gravitonium, and everything is the same. It's the same technology. It's on there, and everything is everything that everyone's been talking about with time travel and Earth world destroyer and all that stuff is true, which is interesting because they never really did they tell everyone about that they know that by finding that they know that everything, all the history that everyone's been telling them, Robin's been telling them, is true. I think that's really going to be cool to play with that and how things go, especially when they explain that to Daisy, and to explain that that this is proof that all the prophecies are true and all that stuff, the stories are true. So who knows where things are going to go with this? I think this is interesting to see how things go and how they play with that. Now that they find more and more things that prove the setup type thing and all that stuff. But like they said, if they go back in time and create it because of the future, that it's just a loop, an endless loop that changes the original reason from the first time. Where did they arrange it in the first time? How did they originally come up with the idea in the first place type thing? That was really cool to see with that and see how they play with that. That's really going to be interesting to see where they go with that. So, and then Deke was confronted with he dealt with was going to deal with Voss in the cell, and he couldn't do it, which is interesting with Deke, how Voss is trying to slowly put things in his head and trying to play with things, and it looked like there was times where he's going to do that, but I feel like they're just playing with us, but they're not really going to have him turn on anyone, turn on us. We've already had that scenario before, when he literally did sell out Daisy Johnson type thing to Cassius and all that, so I don't feel like we were going to get that again, but they're still dangling it out in front of us just in case it could happen here and there. So I feel like they're going to keep that on us just so that we don't expect at the end when everyone's about to run through the portal and he's gets shot or something, and he starts bleeding out as they have to run through the portal, and he took the last blast to save someone like Sky or whatever. He jumps in front of a bullet type thing for her, while she has to run over to do that, so she doesn't get to say much to him, and she has to run through the portal before it closes type thing. I think that could be cool to see where things go with that, or to see if we get Deke, just characters like Deke or Flint, do they get to go back in time, and how things go from there. I think that could be interesting to see on their time and how things continue on, how that would affect time, or if could Cassius go through the portal with them, and what happens if he chases them through time type thing? And that could be a cool thing to play with, how that messes up time, how would that ruin time, what would that do to time, all kinds of stuff. I think it'd be interesting to see if we get someone from the future who's not supposed to go back in time to go back in time type of thing, and that could be fun to do that. Or with someone like Kronos, Equinox, actually, my bad, would he stop them type of thing from going through? Would he allow Flint to go through, or would he be able to tell him, no, you shouldn't do that type of thing? But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. So that was really cool with that. And then we had Yo-Yo and Mac turn themselves into Cassius, or pretend to do that with the whole plan that they had set up for that. So that was really cool with that there. I'm going to get into that a little bit later. And then we find out that Sinera was on board the plane. And then Yo-Yo and Mac threatened Cassius, his crystals and stuff. That was cool. How they made that drawn out and stuff. Enough time to let everyone move the bombs and stuff and get it to the top, to the higher floor, so that things continue on with that. So that'll be cool with that, to find out how things go with that, and how that affects. Looks like it's going to affect Cassius a lot in the trailers for next week's episode. Although there is some pictures of parts in the trailer where he looks like his eyes are really, like, either his makeup is really bleeding or something like that, or something's coming out of his eyes and it's all black coming down. So that could be interesting to see where things go with that, and what that could be in next week's episode. Maybe he uses some sort of drug to enhance himself, so to make him more dangerous type thing. Who knows? That could be fun to see that if he tries to give himself some inhuman powers. That could be cool with that. They threatened the crystals. And we got a cool Daisy and Sinera fight in zero gravity, which was pretty cool. Never really went anywhere. It was kind of interesting. Nothing super duper or anything like that. I was kind of hoping to see when Deke was trying to help them with that, help Daisy with that. I was hoping that he was going to use the claw, and the claw was going to go like through her and grab her, and that's it. The type thing. I thought that was going to be the way he was going to do it, use it in one shot type of thing, and it was going to go, is going to launch it, and it just goes shoot right through her type of thing. I think that would have been really cool if they could have done that without actually showing it, and just show, to not be too violent for TV, just cut, unframe it so that it goes just does it off camera, then it comes out, and then you just see a little bit of the amount of blood or whatever, Kree blood, on the glove. I think that could have been cool to see that, but it was really cool the way they did it at this point, whereby having Daisy kill Sonera by getting stabbed and stabbing her type of thing. That was really cool with that. It's going to be interesting to see how Cassius reacts to that, how that's going to affect him. Then we also saw Cassius, Yo-Yo tried to attack Cassius, and he had a force field for that. So that'll be cool to see what happens with that, and how is he going to fight back? What does he have left with him? We did find out at the end that Cassius has his own clairvoyant, so that could be cool to see who that is. Is it someone we know? Who is it, and where are they from? Is it a Kree? Is it an Inhuman? That could be really interesting to see where things go with that, and how that plays along. And his is still alive, whereas everyone else's, the team's, what's her face, Robin, is dead. So that could be cool to see where that goes. Is it someone related to Robin? Is it someone new? Is it someone he created? Did he create this Inhuman? Is it all kinds of possibilities? I definitely can't wait to see where things go with all this. And with all this space talk and all this Kree talk type of thing, I really is going to be interested to see how things eventually connect to Captain Marvel type thing, whenever that comes out. Although we probably won't get a Captain Marvel till like next season type thing, or later until next season, because it doesn't come out until the end of 2019, and the movie doesn't come out till the beginning of 2019, end of 2019. I forget when it comes out, but it comes out around there, because actually no, 2019 is when May 2019 is when the movie is, so Captain Marvel comes out at the end of this year type thing. So we probably won't get that till the middle-ish of season 6 for the Captain Marvel connection. So it's really going to be cool to see where things go with this. I like where things are going, especially with the trailer, how things looks like they're going to be going back, going through the portal next week. Although who knows how things are going to go with that and how things are going to work out. So it would be cool to see them, at the end of next week's episode, be walking through the portal to get back, and then they can probably be back in time for Infinity War. Because that's what I really want them to be, is at least be back in 2017 during Infinity War, whenever that is going to have, and have that connection to that. So hopefully we can get that. Definitely can't wait to see when that goes. I'm not sure how many more episodes we have left till our 100th episode. Let's see if there's a list here. 100th episode. Doesn't say when our 100th episode is, but I think we're getting really close to it, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be fun to see where that goes. Actually, they do have the synopsis for next week's episode, which is the team has one final chance to return to their timeline, but their actions may be deadly and consequent. So that could be really cool to see that. That's really going to be fun to see when things go with that, and how things continue on from there. No description here on IMDb for episode 11, but it looks like they're going back to their past life, since next week's episode is called Past Life, so that could be fun to see that. So it's really going to be interesting to see where things go with all this, how things play out, and how things continue on. And like I said, I'd like to see different things go on, and really like to see some start building up now to the connection to Infinity War, and that could be fun to see that. So it's really going to be fun to see that. And then we also keep on forgetting that that he's still Coulson still has that chip that he did, that bargain that he made with Ghost Rider, the Spirit of Vengeance, in order to be able to do that thing that he did in the end of last season, when he had to take on Ava, whatever the AI that Fitz created, Adam Hydra type of thing, let's call her. And I think it's going to be cool to see how that goes, if we get to see that chip come in. I'd like to see if they do bring that back, that chip, whatever bargain he made with the Spirit, with Ghost Rider. I think it would be cool to have that bring that up at the end of this season, just when you completely have forgotten it, or maybe even don't bring it up at all this season. Bring it up in season 6. When people have completely forgotten about that, and then have that come back. I think that's going to be cool to see how that plays off. But hopefully it doesn't affect something like Infinity War. I'd like to see Infinity War really affect the show a lot, and have a really big connection to that. And if, you know, the rumors of time travel and all those things, hopefully they can do that. And if they have access to the creators of the show, Jed Whedon and stuff, if they have access to the Avengers 4 script, it would be cool to see them starting now to write season 6 that would connect somehow to Avengers 4. I think they could have a lot of time to do that. They have a whole year to go through that script and read it and just, you know, write up a whole season based on that. I think that could be really cool. And season 6 could be entirely connected to in Avengers 4 and could be the whole season could be connected to it, about, you know, building up to it and the fallout and all that stuff. I think it could be really cool to see that. So it's really going to be fun to see where things go with this, how things continue on, and hopefully we can get things as things move on with this. Maybe we can get some, you know, Krees and some different things as Disney slowly finishing up buying Fox and all that stuff. That could be really cool to see that, and maybe the show could be the first thing to bring that on, and using the first Marvel thing to use part of the Fox deals and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four characters. But obviously not those exact characters, you know, the X-Men or the Fantastic Four, but mutants and Kree and Skrulls and things like that could definitely be cool to see those characters brought into these shows and even just appear in these shows. So that could be fun. So it's really going to be fun to see where things go with all this, how things continue on. I definitely can't wait to see how things finish up from here and what happens in next week's episode. So let me know what you think, guys, about this in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?